Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris, and today I have a very exciting update related to the LEGO Bionicle Fanon contests, which are being hosted right here on the Duckbricks channel. So, a few weeks ago, we announced the Lariska Dark Hunter Bionicle Fanon contest, with over 42 different prizes, including specialized dual-cast blades and dual-molded teal armor sets and masks. There are a lot of prizes to be offered here. And finally, we have gotten so many entries in, and it's time to vote for the winners. Now, this is an incredibly exciting contest because due to the popularity of this character and probably because there are so many prizes, we have actually had over 120 entries into the contest. And just remember, there only will be a few winners decided at the end of voting, and that's where you come in. Because now, open voting is open for you to determine the winners of the 42 different prizes for the Lariska Fanon contest. Only a few will remain, but there are so many entries. And now, let me explain to you how exactly voting will work. So voting is done for this basically the same way that any other Fanon contest has been run. If you aren't super aware of how those have been run in the past, let me explain it to you right now. It's super simple.
This is the document that is linked in the description below, and as you can see, for the quarterfinals round, you have 10 different voting links. Please do vote for all 10 of these links. It is really important because obviously the different entries have been distributed randomly, but having you vote for every single one of the different entries in each of the links is really important because then each of the entries gets a pretty good say in terms of how it's going to be presented. So let's say you want to actually follow one of these links, which again, voting for quarterfinals closes 11:59 p.m. EST on October 9th, so essentially October 9th midnight. Let's follow 1 out of 10 here. And as you can see, this is the exact layout of the voting. This is group 1 of 10, where you can see 12 different entries, and it's your job to pick your favorite 3 entries on this list. So if you want to see the entries in more detail, you can actually see each of the entries on their own individual panels. What's really cool is that I actually have managed to include the breakdown photos and studio files or instructions as well. So let's say, for example, you want to rebuild one of them physically. One of the requirements for this contest was to actually submit breakdown photos. So here you can see, for example, you can actually see how certain things are built. Each and every single one of the entries should have breakdown photos because they were a requirement to enter the contest. And with that, now you can actually build any of these models yourselves should you wish to actually make them. Of course, now that you've made your final decision, you think you know which are your top 3 favorites, follow the voting link, which is linked at the back of the spreadsheet here, and that will bring you to this particular Google form. It's very, very simple. You vote for your top 3 favorites, and again, we are using ranked voting, which is a system we've been using for a while thanks to a voting algorithm process generated by MTMNC, aka Infrared. Thank you so much for generating that GitHub repository for me to run the voting on. But as you can see, you simply select your favorite entry from the list, then you select your second favorite entry, and your third favorite, and it's as easy as that. It should only take a few minutes to go through every single one of the different groups which are your personal favorites and which you want to vote for, because there are only a few of them per group, so do take your time to actually look through them, but it shouldn't take super long to do. Now, one final note here, and this is a problem that we've had to kind of deal with in previous contests. If you vote for the same entry across your favorite, second favorite, and third favorite, your entry will automatically be not counted. So let me say that again. If you vote for, say for example, you really like number 5, and you vote for number 5, and number 5, your vote will not be counted because there have been some attempts in the past to try to just get a lot of friends and family to just swarm the voting and vote first, second, and third favorite as one entry, which kind of defeats the purpose of being able to rank the entries by first, second, and third choice. So do know, if you vote for the same entry, even if you say you vote for your favorite one, like number 5 is number 1, and number 5 is number 2 as well, and then vote for something else for number 3, any duplicate voting will be deleted. So please be sure to only vote for different entries from your favorite to your second favorite to your third favorite, because it is really important to just have a fair voting process. With that though, we have basically summed up how to vote. I am really looking forward to the turnout here because we have gotten some insane amounts of entries. There have been some really cool different builds submitted, artwork submitted, which are really great to see, some really abstract stuff out there, and this is one of my most anticipated projects to see people actually have made mocks for, so I cannot wait to build the winners, and may the best builder wins.
It's all outlined in the doc in case that was a little bit confusing. All you really need to know is that right now for the quarterfinals, please go out and go through each of the 10 Google Slides documents and click the voting link in the description below to actually be able to vote for your favorites. Again, this is going to be a really hard vote because the community really came out and did their best in terms of coming forth with a ton of amazing entries here, and it's going to be really hard narrowing down even just the 12 groups into my favorite top 3 of each of the 12 or 13 categories of the quarterfinals, much less deciding the final winners by the time finals comes around. So the voting timeline is that there will be a few days allocated to each and every single one of the categories. The exact schedule is listed in the document below, so please do check that out in terms of the date so you know exactly how much time you have to vote. I am going to try to make this voting as fast as possible to get the results out as quickly as possible so I can start shipping out the winners' prizes and we can start moving on to the next contest right in time for Halloween. So that's a bit of a hint as to what the next contest will be. But with that, we've about summed up our look at the voting categories for each of the Lariska Fanon contests. Again, please do click the link below to vote for your favorite entries. And one last thing, the poll is still open to determine what the next few Fanon contests will be. So if you haven't gotten a chance to fill that out yet, I have also linked that in the description below where you can actually choose and have a say in what the future Fanon contests will entail.
And I think a good way to end this video is by a quick recap of the prizes themselves, because there are a lot of them. The 4th place runner-up prize is getting a set of all 16 custom resin iStock colors produced by Duckbricks. Now I actually have updated and personally modified the mold on all of these, where if you had purchased them from my store before, they usually held in by friction, but you can't really easily put an axle through them. I have since modified the pieces so you actually can easily put an axle through them, so they function pretty identically to standard iStock, so that is quite exciting. Next up, we have the 3rd place runner-up prize, which are 2 Blacktron Battle Blades, dual molded and dual resin printed in black and trans neon green. These have been modeled by King Sidorak, who actually has his own 3D printed store. Highly recommend you check that out. He does really high quality stuff and is one of the more prominent modelers across the Bionicle community, so thank you so much, King Sidorak, for modeling these, and really appreciate the work you've done for the community itself. These I have actually had to modify the files myself as well, because I had to make them resin printable and actually have them have the dual molded color, so it's kind of a joint effort here, and these are the dual blades for the 3rd place runner-up prize. For the 2nd place runner-up prize, thank you so much for the folks over at Bionicle Iliad, would recommend checking them out, for donating an original copy of the Jungle Slicer from 1999. This is one of the precursors to Bionicle, which was chosen because, well, it's teal, and of course Lariska is predominantly a teal character. And finally, for the 1st prize, we have Zion Tyro's custom wares to thank for these custom resin-casted Nuva armor set, from a teal Toa Nuva chestplate to armor pieces for the shoulders, as well as a dual molded teal and transparent blue Kanohi Hao. This is a really exciting grand prize. But that's not it, because in addition to that, you'll also get a review for Duckbricks, so you will have the glory of an in-depth Duckbricks Fanon review with links to any of your social media. You also will get the set of all 16 custom resin iStock colors. You also will get 2 Blacktron Battle Blades produced by yours truly. And you also will get a custom commission to produce a unique solid or transparent color mask of your choosing from my custom store. And talk more once you win. I'll get in touch and we will get these prizes to you. So I cannot wait for this, and definitely stay tuned for the future contests. Again, do fill out this Google form, which is linked in the description below as well, regarding the future contests. I would really like that to be filled out to determine what the next contest will be. There's a few sneak peeks to what maybe the direct next one might be, but of course it is up to you. We've had a lot of people fill it out so far. I believe almost 200 people have filled out this Google form, so if you haven't already, please do fill that out because we can get the best idea that we can in terms of what people want to see for the next contests.
Thanks all so much for tuning in to Duckbricks, and be sure to like and subscribe for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming away very soon, and bye for now.